Hello, welcome. Today I'm talking about simple strategies to reclaim your peace. It's really important at this time and really any time, but right now, because we're feeling all of the different energies that are going on in the world. So we have the election season, we have the different natural disasters that have been happening, and then we're moving into the holiday season. So it's one that thing that we're dealing with is that we're probably starting to feel a little worn down. We're starting to feel a little tired, especially when we are dealing with any type of turmoil. We tend to leak energy. And so that there's been a lot of that happening. Then of course we also have the holiday season that's coming up, and that pulls us also in a lot of different directions. One of the things that we want to do is we want to think about, well, what strategies can we use to maintain that peace or to create that peace around us for ourselves. And so I'm going to be coming on live here and sharing simple strategies that you can use. And if we start doing them now, so we're at the very beginning of October. If we start doing them now, by the time we're on full holiday season, which really begins at the end of October with Halloween, and then we move into the festivities of Thanksgiving, and then of course into the end of the year with perhaps Christmas or other religious holidays, and then the New Year. So it starts almost to feel like we're accelerating, like everything. And then, of course, we have the election season. And so that's also coming up in a month. So we're going to see that energy around the election ramping up even more. So it's so important that we cultivate these strategies for our peace. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be bringing you simple things that you can do to build that peace or to take that peace back and to focus on yourself. Because again, like I posted today, you can't really pour from an empty cup. So we want to make sure that we are prioritizing ourselves, that we're filling ourselves first. And I know that a lot of times when you hear that, the first thing that we think about is, how can I do that if I'm already being pulled in so many directions? But the answer is to bring that priority back to yourself, even if it's for a very short time. So it doesn't have to be where you have to set out a whole day or where you have to set out hours and hours. If you do these simple practices every day, what's going to happen is that it's going to build a muscle. And so instead of it taking so much energy for you to reclaim that peace, you maintain it. I was thinking of, like, when we have a car and we let's say we buy a new car, and so we have this new car and we know that the new car is really going to be trouble free for a while, but we do need to make sure that we maintain it. Now, some of us, if we think of our bodies and our energy system, we're not really driving a new car because we're already feeling a little empty, or we're already feeling like we don't have enough energy, like we need to regain that energy. One of the things that these practices do is that it helps you to build that energy. It helps you to maintain your energy. So instead of leaking that energy so that you always feel depleted, what's going to happen is, as you develop these strategies, you develop your energy, and then all you have to do is to maintain it. So then it'll be like you're driving this new car, and of course the new car still needs maintenance. You can't just ignore it indefinitely, because then you'll start having problems with it. But what we want to do is we want to bring that energy back. We want to retain our energy so that then we're able to show up for others, for our children, in our jobs, for our parents, if we're taking care of elderly parents. And even if you don't have kids in the house, even if they are grown, we still are showing up for them, right? We're still thinking about the holidays. We're still thinking about how to connect with them. And especially if you have conflict in your family, or if there is unease, whether it's in your family or in your workplace. And of course, now we're seeing it in the climate change, and we're also seeing it in the all the turmoil around the election season. So there's a lot of that going around. So that means that we want to be able to bring our energy back. So how do we do that? Now, I want to, as much as possible, keep these to about a 10 minutes in length. So I'm going to be coming on here I want to try and do it daily as much as I can, just so that I can help you to develop the practice. Because one of the things about a practice is that you need to start making it a habit. And when you make it a habit is when then it becomes easier to get the benefits of the practice. If we're just doing the practice once a month, we're really not going to feel the benefit, and it's going to feel like it doesn't work, or like it doesn't work for us. And so the answer, the strategy to use, the right way to do it is to do it every day, even if it's for a short period of time. So doing it every day for a short period of time is a lot better than trying to take a whole day of self-care once a month. Of course, if you have the ability to do that, where you can do the self-care once a month, definitely do that. But a lot of us don't really have that luxury. So the very first thing that you want to focus on, and we're going to be focused on it for a few days, even a few weeks, and keep coming back to this particular strategy because it is fundamental, and that's grounding. When we ground, then we're able to release some of the pent up energy and anxiety that's in our bodies, that's just circulating. And then we're also able to replenish our energies by connecting to the earth. Now, I know that if you were like me, when I started learning about grounding, I didn't really get it. I did share, if you're on my email list, I shared the simple strategy of grounding, and which is to connect to the earth and imagine roots. And so for a long time, I tried doing that and I didn't really feel a difference. And so what were the things that I was doing wrong? One, I wasn't being consistent enough. And so if you're just starting out, then doing it at least once a day, if you can do it more than once a day, even better. And again, it doesn't take a lot of time. You can just take 5 minutes and take 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening. And then it's just a matter of getting into the habit. So one is doing this practice consistently. You're going to see a lot of benefit. If there is one practice that I recommend my clients do, if that's the only practice that they learn, and that's going to transform their lives, is going to be grounding and learning how to ground appropriately, and then feeling what works for you. Okay, so let's think about what other way can we think about grounding. So we can think, if you were like me, when I was learning grounding, I didn't really understand what it meant because I couldn't feel it in my body. So even though I tried the visualizations and I did the imagining myself a tree, and then my roots coming out of my feet, and it just didn't work. It didn't have the impact that I was looking for. And so one of the things that's really important to do is, if the reason I was doing that wrong is because I was doing the visualization with my head. And so I was doing the visualization of the tree, but I was just doing it in my head. I really wasn't moving into my body. And so that's one of the things that you want to do. How do you make this effective? So 2 things. You make it effective by being consistent. The more you can do it, the better, even if it's just for a few minutes. it's going to have a tremendous impact. So I would put a reminder on your phone to ground and then do it quickly. And then the second thing is when you are grounding, make sure that you move into your body. So bring your awareness into your body. When you bring your awareness into your body, then that's when it's going to have a tremendous impact. So I want you to try and do that, and then post any questions, post any concerns that you have, post any experiences that you have. And then when I come back, then I'll try to answer any questions that have been posted, and then we'll continue with this. Okay, so I want to leave you with this. So instead of imagining roots, so you can do that. You can do the visualization and imagine the roots. But one of the things that I want you to do is I want you to breathe and focus on your breath. Okay, so that's how we're going to start moving into our body, by if we're doing the visualization. And if you can't do the visualization, if all you can do is focus on the breath, then that's okay too. So we start where we are, and we want to start simple. So focus on your breath, focus on feeling the air coming into your body, and then feeling the air going out of your body. And so you can do that 5, 6, 10 times. And then if you can at the same time do the visualization that I shared in the email, then you're going to get a much bigger benefit. So I want you to try that until tomorrow. Any questions that you have, and then I'll come back and I'll add to this piece. So one of the things that I'll be doing is we'll be doing this. I will be building on this particular strategy a little bit at a time. Okay, do the grounding. Remember, that's strategy number 1, is to do the grounding. So one of the things that I'm going to be doing, in a sense, is we're going to be doing like an energy reset. So pay attention to my emails. Make sure that you come and watch these videos so that you can build on the practice. Try that, and we'll see you in the next video.